let me get it on my finger so I can hold it. You're such a dork. Alright. No, we're not crossing quite yet. If we can go that way, that's fine. I just don't want to cross yet. Alright, ready? Alright, come on, let's go. Alright, today is Wednesday. What is the date? Shit. I don't know. April 12th, 2023. Alright, so evening walk. Great evening in Eastern Tennessee. Let's see. So, a lot of things to talk about. So yesterday I had a really long discussion with my wife about, let's go even further back. So my father-in-law has dementia. And I've learned since that no one truly knows if they have Alzheimer's until after they pass, because they have to do some sort of brain test to look for the signs of Alzheimer's. So they just call it dementia until after the death, and then they do an autopsy on the brain and determine whether or not it was Alzheimer's. So anyways, my father-in-law has Alzheimer's. He's 80-something years old. And he's a shell of the man he used to be. It's been really tough because the guy was such an amazing man, and now he's like a little child, and it's sad. I mean, he had a PhD in mathematics. He was brilliant. He was funny, fantastic, kind. He's still kind. It's just, but all right, hold on, Terrace. I need to pause it. Okay. Back. Sorry about that. Terrace took a dump. Oh shit. Alright, there it goes. Oh shit. Battery on my flashlight's almost dead, so I'll have to charge it again tonight. So my father-in-law, like I said, has dementia. He's pretty far along, and he's only getting worse. And so my mother-in-law, who's 70-something, I think she's like about 9 or 10 years younger than he is. She's been diagnosed with early signs of dementia as well. And so we also know that it's going to get progressively worse over the next few years as well. And so my wife has been thinking about staying there indefinitely, to help out, because they're going to need it. And my mother and father-in-law have a lot of support from the various churches that they go to, or at least I think one particular one. But, so yeah, there's that. It's been tough. But anyways, so yesterday we chatted about her staying in California, where my in-laws live, indefinitely, because they're going to need the hand, and she'll be staying there, and so we wouldn't have to worry about finding a place to live. But I really don't want to leave where I live now, because we love it. At least the city. I would have to move because I rent, and I'm not going to rent that much for a house when I only need a studio or apartment, because it'll be just me and Terrace. So there's a good possibility that I'll have a long-term relationship with my wife, which isn't the first time. I mean, we did it when I moved to England for about 6 months, and it was about 2.5 months before, and then there was a mix-up with the visa for my wife, and they almost didn't. The UK almost didn't let her in, but we chatted with the border personnel, and they agreed to let her in for a 6-month visa, but she had to go back to California to to apply for the spousal visa because they don't allow in-country visas. And so there was about 6 months after. So it was about 6 months that first time where she was staying with us in England, and then she went back to California for another 6 months. So we've done the long term, but I have a feeling this is going to be years. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a short term. 6 months is one thing, but it could be up to 6 years, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. So that might mean that I would have to move out to California, which would, jeopardize my job because I currently love what I do and I love where I work, and I don't want to leave, but there's a good possibility that I would have to, because I don't want to be away from my wife for, years. So it's a really difficult situation. We're just chatting about it now, so no decisions have been made. One has. We're going to be going later this summer. We're going to be going to visit because my in-laws will be celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary, and so we're going to go out there to, for the party that they want to throw for that. And initially my wife was asking if she can just stay there, and I said no, because as I think it's a great idea that she go out there and live with them to give them a hand, so that she can do the driving and that kind of stuff, and I think it's necessary, but right now it's not quite as necessary because mom still has her full, it's just very early signs of dementia, so she's still high maintenance, low maintenance I should say, and can pretty much do things. And she also has the support of the church that she goes to. So, she's not going to be, my wife isn't necessary. She doesn't need to be there now, as opposed to maybe a year from now. So we do have a little time to do some planning and maybe discuss some options and stuff. And so there's that, so that's going to be an interesting topic, with my therapist. But there is a possible option that I just found out about tonight. Is one of my friends is hoping to be able to sell a house that he's been working on for quite a while now. He does home flipping for his living, so that's what he does. And if he flips his house, he's going to have a pretty good chunk of change. And he wants to remodel his current house that he lives in with a mother-in-law suite and a small studio apartment above a 2-car garage that he wants to build. And when he was talking about that, I mentioned my predicament with my mother-in-law, and that I might take him up on that if he wants to rent it out to me, because it'll be just me and Terrace. I can't keep the cats. My wife will have to take the cats with her, we can give 2 to my daughter, who currently lives here where we are, because they're kind of like brothers. It's kind of a long story, but they're like, I don't know what the hell they are, but anyways, they're really close, so we wouldn't want to split them up. But then there's my wife's cat that she would never want to leave behind anyway, so it will just be me and and my terrace. And my buddy is a dog person, so he wouldn't care if I brought a dog. So there is a possibility I would have a studio apartment available to me. And because, I mean, and I would chat with my boss and, say, hey, look, I really want to do more full-time remote. I'll come in, maybe once a week. Mainly because, I don't want to leave my dog alone for 8 hours a day. I'm at that point where I want to spend as much time with her as possible. So there's no way in hell I would want to work 8 hours and have her be at home. So I would want to be at home more and just spread my work hours across the day in between me interacting with her and, playing ball or going for a walk or whatever. Hell, sometimes she likes to go for rides. Yeah, she loves the car. Oh, and she's the greatest car dog ever. So when we went to California last summer, we took our dog with us, and she basically just laid down in the back seat and chilled the entire trip. Of course, she would get excited when she needed to go pee. So we would pull off at the first opportunity and, take her out. I would play ball with her for a little bit, and we'd just stretch our legs, and then we'd get back in the car, and she would be, we would forget she was in the car. So she's an amazing travel companion. And she's like that in the car. She doesn't stick her head out the window or anything. She just wants to lay down, and I think it's the vibrations. I think she finds it soothing. So we just go on trips around my city, and she loves it. We don't do it often, but she does occasionally just wants to go for a ride. And like I said, even though I know that this separation would be hard, but I think my wife being over there is definitely the right thing to do. We don't need to do it now. We can wait a few more months at least until the end of this lease, and then think about what our options are from there. If Jonathan's studio apartment is ready for me by that time, I think me staying here initially would be the best bet, and then have my wife go over there and live with her parents. I think so. I think that's probably our best option, is to wait out this lease. And of course that can change if my wife needs to go earlier because of something happened. That's a different story. But then, plans have to change. But I think right now we could probably wait out until the end of our lease, which is the end of this year anyways. And then start the new year with me staying here, her in California. And then we can play it by ear from there. If it looks like that we might, if she's going to be there even longer than maybe a couple of years, then, we'll start discussing about possibly me moving out there. But I would rather stay where I live now because I love Eastern Tennessee, and it's a great area. I'm not a big fan of the Tennessee politics right now, but it is what it is. In fact, I read today that Memphis reinstated, I think it's Justin Jones. It was either Justin Pearson or Justin Jones. I get them mixed up. Have to apologize for that. But they also, the Memphis council, unanimously voted to reinstate him as their state representative, which means that everything that the GOP did when they ousted him was for naught. And even under even, I mean, the Speaker of the House, this is Tennessee politics, not U.S. politics, but even the Speaker of the House said that he would work to revoke Memphis and Nashville's state funding if they reinstated their representatives. And both cities voted unanimously to reinstate them. So it was a big fuck you to the GOP. And I'm really happy about that because my representative was one of the three, Gloria Johnson, and I think she's right. It's kind of coincidence that the two young black men were ousted, but yet the middle-aged white woman stayed. You can't get any more fucking blatant than that. And I don't care what the fucking MAGA idiots say. The MAGA idiots, those morons, this was not an insurrection. It was a peaceful protest. Yeah, okay, maybe technically rabbit. All right, terrorist, calm down. You're not gonna catch the thing. Well, it's sitting up there in the top of the driveway. Yes, I see it. You want to calm down now? Nope, she's still gonna pull a little bit. She doesn't pull hard, but she is at the very, there she is. She's starting to relax a little bit. Alright. You're a good girl. But yeah, so, oh man, the next few months in Tennessee is going to be a fun one to watch. Oh my God. I'm almost tempted. It's like, maybe I should move back to California. At least I agree with their politics a little bit more than I do with Tennessee. I didn't realize Tennessee was as racist as it was, but oh boy, there's a lot of them out here. And it's unfortunate. It's like, geez, it's like, to judge someone just because they look different is just, I don't understand it. I really don't. It's like, fuck, they're people too, you goddamn idiots. And, you know, everyone deserves respect until proven otherwise. That's one thing I got out of my asshole dad. But I truly believe that. I would respect everyone unless you prove that you're an asshole, and then I'd be more than happy to treat you as an asshole. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, when my wife and I moved our family from California to Virginia, we were actually a little bit culture shocked because we didn't realize how much, how much people are still living during the Civil War time. It's like, don't they realize it's been over 100 years that they lost, and we were integrated back into the United States, and they didn't become their own country. They lost, but yet people are still fighting it down here. We were really. Another thing is, during my what brought me to Virginia was I was going to be a teacher, and during my man, it's not picking up the light very well. Probably have a setting wrong because this is dark. It's usually much brighter. The last couple of videos were much brighter than this. But anyways, I'm not really doing this for the video. It's more of just a audio log, and this is the best way I figured to do it. Yeah, you know what the hell. I've actually got 6 views on a video that I like, who's the fuck's watching my shit? Oh yeah, I upload these videos to YouTube, and I make them private. I make comments open. I don't give a shit. I would never respond, and I might lurk if I notice that there's a comment. I might go read it, but that's it. I would never respond. But yeah, I do make these videos public, which is, I'm not sure why I do it, but I do. I don't anticipate, I'm not advertising these or anything like that. I'm just recording them and posting them. And so I'm actually really surprised that there's been 6 views on a video. I was like, wait a second. Now I have to actually go and see if I can figure out who those views are, because they might have been me. What are you doing? All right, come on, let's go. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm still gonna give the 7 p.m. ultimatum. I'll give Jonathan the 15 minutes if he requests it. But I'm not gonna offer it. I'm gonna say 7, and if he says, "Hey, can we make it 7:15?" I'll give him that. But as after talking with my therapist and myself coming up with the same conclusion, that's my limit. I'm not gonna go to 7:30, and so there's that. But after last week, I'm actually a little bit more calm about it. So I might get a little anxiety tomorrow, but in general, I think it'll be fine. I'll just say, because honestly, I don't think he'll be drinking, because he figured out that his gut issue that he was having was due to gluten, and so well, beer has gluten in it. Now, granted, he's gonna probably switch over to ciders, which are usually even more alcoholic than beer. So he's still gonna get his drink in, I have to admit. But right now it hasn't been an issue, so I'm not really going to worry about it, but I am going to set my boundaries. Are you seriously drinking rainwater right now? Ew. Yeah, you can't really see. I don't know why it's not showing up. I wonder if I tap that, I can get it to come back in. Well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't know what's going on, why it's not bright like it has been in past. Oh well, like I said, I'm not really recording these for the video quality. It's more of an audio log for me. And I might actually go and review them sometime. Just see what I've been talking about in the past and see how far I've progressed. But for right now, I just post them. Don't care. Just ignore them. I only noticed the 6 views when I was posting a video, I think yesterday. But yeah. But anyways, I think I'm going to stop this and just call it a night.